I will never, and I mean never, forget the time that we had a male sub in high school and a girl asked to go to the restroom and he said sure. So she grabbed something and he heard a rapper and he was like, oh, if you're going to eat candy, you can do it in here, but you have to share with everyone in the class. And she was like, what? And he was like, well, I heard the rapper. And she whips out a tampon, shoves it in his face, and she goes, you want to share? Oh, girl, savage.
When I was younger, I was in Walmart and I was eating a tube of Pringles and I ate them while my mom paid, but I forgot to let the guy scan them, so I walked out the Walmart and the alarm went off and I just started running because I got scared and my mom couldn't find me because I was hiding behind the newspaper things in the Walmart. People called the police because I was missing, and when I hear them show up I thought I was a criminal, so I left my mom a note on the newspaper that said I went to Mexico to start a new life and not come looking for me, and then I took off running with my Pringles and ran for like an hour, and then the cops saw me walking down the road, so they pulled over, so I started running again, and then they were using the car intercom thing and they told me to stop running. So when I did, I thought they were gonna put me in handcuffs and take me to jail, so I was crying and I slapped the officer in the stomach and tried to run again, but he just held me back, and when he asked me what happened to me and I told him, he started crying because he was laughing so hard. And he just gave my mom $2 for the Pringles and he was still laughing when he left. And that's the time I was a wanted criminal.
When I was little, I found my mom's credit card, and being a 6-year-old, I saw my mom putting the credit card on her phone, and I knew how she did it. So, I decided that I was going to put it on my phone. So, I put it on my phone, and I was downloading Roblox, because I thought, hey, I can play with my friends here. That day, I spent $2,000 worth of freaking money on Robux. Let's just say a lot of my friends thought I was really cool and rich. When my mom found out, I hid from her for seriously like a day, and then once I got in there, she wasn't mad. She just said I was Captain Robux.
I used to have this art teacher and everyone hated her. She was the biggest bitch, like she was literally so mean and strict, and for what? What was the reason? Anyways, one day she was really testing my limits and she had the motherfucking audacity to rip up and throw away a project I worked on for a week because she said it quote unquote wasn't good enough and that I never even try in her class. Even though I worked so hard on it and I did the best I could. I was mad at her for saying I didn't ever try and that my work wasn't good enough for her, so I was thinking to myself, shut your bubblegum dum dum skin tone chicken bone Google Chrome no homo flip phone disowned ice cream cone garden gnome extra. Chromosome metronome dimidome genome full blown monochrome student blown. Indiana Jones overgrown Flintstone X and Y chromosome friendzone Sylvester Stallone Sierra Leone AutoZone friendzone professionally seen silver patron big-headed ass up. And out of anger I grabbed my backpack and said no, I am gonna leave. My way or the highway. And I stormed out of that ugly bitch's class and flipped her off on the way out. I deadass ran out of the school and walked all the way home since I lived close to the school. My mom asked me why I was home early and I told her what happened and she was surprisingly proud of me. So proud that she took me out for ice cream. I was suspended for 3 days for doing that, but oh well, fuck that bitch.
Hi, I'm Nellie from San Francisco. Please like and subscribe. My mom worked as a caretaker at a rich old man's home, and Dad was a street vendor who sold chocolates. My sister, Jenna, who was 2 years older, took care of me while our parents were at work. Once when I was 7, Mom took me and Jenna to the mansion where she worked, and it was massive. The old man who lived there couldn't move around much and had no family, so Mom did everything for him. Feeling curious, I sneaked into his room to see him. Just then, I saw him struggling to reach for the glass of water, and I ran forward to help. He smiled and asked,
"Oh, such a lovely girl. What's your name?"
"Nellie, and what's yours, sir?"
You can call this old man anything you like, little Nellie.
I started enjoying his company, and he loved mine. But Jenna never cared to meet him. She would just come to watch TV at the mansion every day. Once in the 5th grade, I was asleep when Jenna poked me awake at night and said she had something to show me. To my shock, it was a really expensive-looking watch. Oh my God, where'd you get this from? I found it in the drawer at the mansion. Isn't it cool? No, it's not cool, dummy. It's stealing. But no one's ever going to wear this. Think of the stuff we could buy if we sell it, Nellie. No way! You have to put it back, or I'll tell Mom and Dad and the old man. She made an annoyed face, but the next day she took it with her to return it. When we got to the mansion, though, we received some shocking news. The old man was gone. I was heartbroken to hear it. Soon after, the old man's lawyer showed up, and Mom sent me and Jenna away while they talked in the study. The minute the lawyer left, we heard screams, and we found Mom and Dad dancing.
We're billionaires! The old man left all his money to us. This is the happiest day of our lives.
We're rich? Nellie, can you believe it? It's all ours now.
This watch? Mine.
And before I knew it, we'd moved into his mansion, and my family went on a shopping spree. They were spending money like crazy. Nellie, buy some fancy clothes, please. We're joining the new school with all the rich kids. We need to look like them. No thanks. Designer dresses aren't my thing. We were enrolled in the best private school in town. Since both Jenna and I loved dancing since we were kids, I went to sign up for the school's dance club right away and found her there too. We auditioned, and I was excited when we were both selected, but Jenna was acting like she didn't even know me. The next day, I was sitting by myself in the cafeteria when a girl walked over and said, "Hey, get lost, kid. This is Amy's table." But there are so many other empty tables, and who's Amy? I'm Amy, and Amy always sits on this one. She suddenly picked up my plate of spaghetti and rubbed it all over my shirt. There, your t-shirt is designer now. Original art by Amy. I was about to smack her when suddenly I saw Jenna marching over to my table with a glass of juice. But when she came close, she threw it straight at my face. Didn't you hear Amy the first time? Move it. As the two high-fived, I ran off to wash the juice out of my eyes. What was wrong with Jenna? As I washed my face and looked up, I saw Jenna standing behind me. Do you want to explain what just happened there, super jerk? Yeah, I'm here to explain it, so listen closely. You want to be a loser? Fine. But I want to start over with my life, and I'm gonna be popular. So you better not tell anyone that we're sisters, okay? And with that, she just walked off. Which? She and Amy kept bothering me in school, but I tried ignoring them and focusing on getting better at dancing. And within a few years, I was officially a part of the school's dance team. The studio was my happy place. But I couldn't say the same about home. Jenna and Mom were too busy partying and attending fancy events, while Dad was always out driving his luxury cars, and I was often all alone. At least we spent some time together before we got all this money. But to my surprise, I found out that Mom was throwing a huge party on my 15th birthday. When I stepped out into the pool area that evening, I was really surprised because I couldn't spot anyone from my class. They were all Jenna's friends. And standing next to the cake, all ready to cut it, was freaking Amy. What are you doing, weirdo? It's my birthday.
Your birthday? Oh my god, I completely forgot.
Well, looks like you and Amy have the same birthday.
Jenna asked me to throw a big party for her gorgeous friend. Maybe you can both cut the cake together?
No thanks, Mom. I'm good. Yeah, Amy's not sharing space with this poorly dressed loser. The photos have to go up on my Instagram. Yeah, sure. I'm the loser. But so are you. It's pretty lame that someone else's mother had to throw you a birthday party. Where's your own mom? Amy leapt forward to attack me, but I pushed her off and she landed straight in the cake. She pounced at me again, and as we wrestled, we both ended up falling into the pool. Amy started to scream and cry because her look was ruined, and Mom and Jenna started screaming at me. Ugh, they were all unbelievable. I just stormed off, cleaned up, and snuck out to go to school, to the dance studio. I turned on the music, but suddenly I saw a strange figure behind me in the mirror, and I screamed. Who are you? Why are you sneaking up on me, creep?
Hey, relax. I'm Daniel. My parents donated this dance studio to the school. I come here every evening to practice. You're the one interrupting.
I couldn't think of a reply, so I just walked out, but he followed me.
I didn't mean to offend you, and you don't have to go. Maybe you could dance with me?
I looked straight into his dreamy blue eyes, and I couldn't refuse. Yeah, why not? We danced and then talked for hours. I found out he was my senior in school and already part of an established dance group. We grew close and always met at the studio. It was our spot. And soon, I had a pretty big crush on him. Once Jenna saw me talking to Daniel on the playground, and as soon as he left, she ran to me. Hello, my little sister. Little sister? Aren't you afraid someone will hear you? Oh, you're funny. BT Dubs, how do you know Daniel? He's so cute, and I've had a crush on him since the first day. Are you guys friends? Please introduce me to him. Wait, what? Jenna liked Daniel? My heart just sank hearing that. I liked him too, but I couldn't hurt my sister. The same evening, I met Daniel and decided to talk to him. Daniel, I need to tell you something. My sister, Jenna, I think she likes you. She's super cute, and you both will be great together. I can introduce her to you sometime. Jenna. Oh, yeah, I've met her, but she isn't really my type. And besides, there's someone else. And with that, he took my hand and my heart was racing. It's you. I like you, Nellie. And suddenly he leaned in for a kiss. Just as our lips touched, the door burst open and Jenna barged in with Amy right behind her. Oh my God. Good thing I told you to follow her, Jenna. Amy's always right about people. Jenna stared at me with pure rage. Wow, my own sister stabbing me in the back? You act like you're so innocent, but you're such a snake. Jenna, this isn't what it looks like. I didn't mean to. What, did you just fall on his lips? I'll tell you what it looks like. I told you I liked someone, and the next thing I know, you're in his arms? Just to get back at me, huh? Jenna, I kissed her, and I'm sorry, but I like her. Oh, shut up. Do you even think I care about you? I care about my sister betraying me. Jenna, please. I tried talking to her so many times after that, but she didn't listen to a word, and I felt terrible. Even at home, she would act as if I was invisible. And soon after, I found out that as the dance team captain, she'd kicked me out of the team and replaced me with Amy. What? We were participating in a national level competition soon. When I told everything to Daniel, he came up with an idea. Why don't we enter the competition as a separate act? You don't need to be part of the school team to do that. I agreed, and on the day of the competition, Jenna had no idea we were participating. When our names were announced, Jenna's jaw just dropped open. We danced really well, and the whole audience got on their feet to applaud us. Jenna's act was right after ours, and it started off smoothly. But right in the middle, Amy forgot all her steps. As she fumbled around on the stage, she went crashing straight into Jenna, and the two landed on their butts. The entire crowd burst out laughing as Jenna screamed at Amy. You've ruined everything, clumsy idiot. Just get off of me. Amy and the whole team just stormed off the stage. At the end of the competition, I was shocked when Daniel and I won. As we were handed out trophies, Jenna climbed onto the stage and attacked me. This belongs to me, you witch. You just keep stealing things that belong to me. I didn't take anything that was yours. If this trophy makes you happy, have it. Here, I dedicate this to Jenna, the loser who can't accept defeat. And I just left the stage. She was crazy. A few days later, our school was hosting a charity event, and all the parents were a part of it. Mom donated a huge amount of money, and later she was called onto the stage and given an award. Just then, I saw Amy climb onto the stage too, and she snatched the mic from the host. Thanks to Jenna's mom for donating such a huge amount to the poor. You came from the same background, so you understand them completely, of course. Jenna told me how you guys were so poor. You were cleaning toilets at a rich man's house. And now look at you. Wow. Mom's jaw dropped, and so did Jenna's. Everyone started whispering. Really? She used to be a maid? But she tells everyone she was born a billionaire. Mom ran through the crowd until she found Jenna and pulled her aside. That little brat, Amy, what did you tell her? I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't know she was going to publicly announce that. My reputation is ruined because you couldn't keep your mouth shut. What will they think of me now? That I was poor? Yes. What's wrong with that? I didn't know we had to be ashamed of our past. And if money is all your friends care about, you should get new friends. It's not a secret that Jenna had to hide. Jenna just stood there silently, and I turned to her. Jenna, I know you hate me, but I swear, I met Daniel way before I knew you liked him. I would never hurt you intentionally. You're my sister, and I miss the old you who used to take care of me and dance with me. Jenna suddenly started to cry and hugged me. Nellie, I'm sorry for being such a jerk. I just wanted nice things and to be treated nicely. And all the money, it just got to my head. I started behaving badly just to fit in with the rich kids. And I knew Daniel didn't like me, but I still acted like a fool. I've missed you too. I was so glad to have my sister back. But Mom suddenly leapt towards me. You're such a stupid girl. But Dad stopped her.
How dare you? Have you forgotten all this money is Nellie's?
Wait, what? Dad then told me the old man had left everything to me, and once I turned 16, I was the only one who could decide how it would be used. Seriously? You've just been misusing my money all these years? And I bet you were never gonna tell me, Mom. I'll make sure you don't spend a penny on another stupid thing again.
Hi, my name is Julie, and my story animated will give $1,000 to one lucky person who subscribes in the next 7 days. Tell your friends, your sister, brother, and mom to subscribe now. I have no idea where I was born or who my parents really were. All I ever knew was my orphanage and the kids there. But once when I was 5, I saw a magazine in a trash bin and I fished it out. As I flipped the pages, I came across a picture of a beautiful couple. They looked perfect. I was certain my parents looked like that. I cut out the picture and tucked it under my pillow. The next day, a couple came to the orphanage and the head mother took me to meet them. I looked at their faces and then at the picture in my hand. Nah, I'm not going with them. And with that, I ran off to hide. Basically, after that, I refused to get adopted till I met the couple of my dreams. By the time I was in 1st grade, most of my friends had left. One night, as I was looking out the window at the stars, I spotted some paint cans and brushes by a wall. I climbed down and started painting on the side of the building. I thought it looked really good, but the next morning, I woke up to the head mother's screams. I want everyone downstairs, now! As I joined the rest outside, she pointed at my painting. Which one of you brats made this nonsense? Speak up! Just then, a car drove up to the orphanage, and I was shook! It was a beautiful couple, exactly like the one in my picture. Okay, not exactly, but close enough. Suddenly the woman said, Oh, wow! Who painted this wall mural? Me! It was me! The head mother turned purple while the couple told me I was so talented. And then they adopted me. When we reached their house, my jaw dropped. It looked more like a palace. They took me to my beautiful room, and a maid walked in with paints and brushes. You can paint the walls however you like, sweetheart. Go crazy! For the next 2 years, I lived my best life. Grand birthdays, party on yachts, exotic vacations. My parents kept me by their side and were always boasting to their friends about how talented I was. I felt truly loved. Then one day, in 3rd grade, I went downstairs to find them crying. Mom? Dad? What's wrong? Oh, darling, these are happy tears. I'm pregnant. After trying for 10 years, I can't believe this is happening. I ran forward and hugged them. It would be awesome to have a sibling. I fell in love with baby Polly at first sight. While she and Mom were resting in the hospital room, I went to the vending machine to get candy. But when I returned, the room was empty. I ran to the reception, and the lady there said that my family had just checked out. Wait, what? I felt panic rise in my chest. Just then, a kind-looking doctor approached me. Sweetheart, is everything okay? I got lost. Can you take me home, please? The lady dropped me home, and I stormed off inside. I found my parents in my room, and all my stuff was outside. Some men were slapping on pink paint all over my wall art. Mom, Dad, I'm here! Good to know. Why are you announcing it? Hello? You guys forgot me at the hospital? No, I didn't. Did you hit your head somewhere? And can you please pick up your stuff? Turns out my parents had decided to convert my room to Polly's nursery, and I was shifted to the room in the other wing of the house. As Polly grew older, she had my parents wrapped around her little finger. She could do no wrong. Once when she was 2, we were having dinner when she jumped onto the table and pushed my bowl of hot soup onto my lap. Gosh, Polly, what's wrong with you? Don't talk to her like that. She's just a baby. She doesn't know what she's doing. As I stormed off to change, I didn't feel too sure about that. By the time Polly was 4, my parents felt worried because she still only spoke in her baby language. One time when I was watching TV, she suddenly climbed onto the couch and brought her face close to my ear. Julie, I hate you. You're disgusting. What? What did you just say? You heard me. And with that, she smiled and started watching TV. Just then, Mom and Dad walked in and I shouted, "You won't believe this! Polly can talk! Like proper words!" "What? Oh, my baby, I missed it!" "What did she say?" "She said she hates me, and I'm disgusting."
Wow, Julie. Really? She just started talking and she's saying words like disgusting? What rubbish!
"I swear!" "Oh, be quiet. Polly, if you can talk, say, 'I love you, Mommy.'" "Baba Mumuka." You've got us excited over nothing, Julie. I don't know why you're turning into such a brat. Oh my God! I was convinced my baby sister was a psychopath. One night, I looked at the symptoms of psychopaths online, and they were usually highly intelligent and used big words from a young age. Polly seemed to fit the description perfectly. She started talking properly in front of everyone soon, but that just made things worse. When I was in 11th grade, and Polly was 8, my parents decided to host a grand New Year's party. As I was getting dressed, I looked up in the mirror to see Polly standing behind me, holding a pair of scissors. "Hey, that's dangerous. Give it to me." She gave me a look that sent shivers down my spine. "You didn't say please." And then she grabbed her long blonde curls and snipped them off. "Oh my God, why'd you do that?" "Oh, you'll see." And suddenly, her bottom lip started to quiver and tears welled up in her eyes. "Mom! Dad! Look what Julie did! My beautiful curl! This is such a tragedy!" Mom and Dad came running, and they were beyond furious. They wouldn't even listen to me.
We know you're jealous of Polly, but we never thought you'd go this far.
Sometimes I wonder if we made a mistake adopting you. Sometimes I think I made a mistake too, thinking you were the perfect parents. With that, I ran off to the park across the street. I was sitting on the swings when someone joined me.
Hey, is everything okay? Why are you here by yourself at night?
I live right across the street, and I'm fine. Why are you here?
Oh, I just moved here with my aunt, in the house next to that huge mansion.
I felt myself warming up to his kind face, but just then, my tummy let out a loud growl. God, how embarrassing! But he didn't laugh. He just leapt off the swing and said,
I gotta head home for dinner. Would you like to join me and my aunt?
When I got to his house, I was in for a surprise. His aunt was that doctor who dropped me from the hospital years ago, and she actually recognized me. As Lucas walked me back home, a clock somewhere struck midnight, and fireworks exploded all over the sky. Happy New Year! He suddenly took my hand, and my heart raced a little.
Everyone should have someone to kiss on New Year's Eve. Happy New Year, Julie.
He pulled me closer, and I leaned in for a kiss. My parents decided to give me the silent treatment for the next few weeks, but I didn't care. I'd spend all my time after school painting in my room or hanging out at Lucas's place. We'd started dating, and I was loving every second of it. One night, I let Lucas in through my window, and we were making out when suddenly we heard the lock on the door click, and someone flung it open. It was Polly. Oh my God, how did you open the door? I have keys to all the rooms. Duh. I come here all the time. So, why are you keeping your boyfriend a secret from me? You're seriously asking why? Maybe because you're a complete psycho and you'll find a way to ruin anything good in my life? Jeez, you're so melodramatic. So, Lucas, how soon can you marry Julie and take her away?
What? I can't marry her right now, but...
Wrong answer! And with that, she fled the room. 2 minutes later, my parents burst in to find me sleeping peacefully.
Where's the boy?
What? What boy? Polly said you had a boy in your room. Well, I was sleeping, so I don't know what crazy Polly saw. Go ahead and look. My parents searched my room and the servants searched the grounds and found nothing. After they finally left, I lifted the loose floorboard in my room and Lucas crept out from under it. That Polly thought she knew everything, but I'd been here longer than her. But to my horror, the door flung open again, and my parents and Polly were standing there. See? I told you he was still here. How did she even know? All hell broke loose as my parents called over Lucas's aunt and threatened to hand him to the police for breaking in.
Please, sir, it won't happen again. You bet it won't. Do you even know who I am? Stay away from my house, or you'll regret it.
As Lucas's aunt dragged him off, Dad turned to me.
You're grounded for eternity. God knows what kind of people your parents were, because you seem like a really bad egg.
Well, by that logic, your parents must have been big jerks.
How dare you talk like that? After everything we've done for you, you're just an orphan no one wanted. and we saved you from that miserable place.
No, you took me because you just wanted a talented child to show off. But since Polly came, you've reminded me every day that I'm not your kid. As I paced around my room furiously, my eyes fell on a stuffed teddy bear on the shelf. It was the only present Polly had given me once. And suddenly, I had a realization why. I pulled out the teddy bear's eyes, and I saw what I'd suspected. There was a tiny camera behind one of them. Polly had been using it to spy on me. I looked straight into the camera. Polly, you're a creep, but this is the last time you'll mess with me. And with that, I ripped it out and smashed it with my foot. That night, I packed my paintings and climbed out the window, leaving that house behind forever. And it felt good. But I didn't go to Lucas. I went back to the orphanage.
Well, I just knew you'd be back one day. You can stay, but you'll have to earn your keep.
I started teaching kids in the orphanage, and I felt happier than I had in ages. One day as I was going to class, a car drove up, and I was shocked to see Lucas and his aunt. Lucas ran to me and gave me a bear hug. His aunt took my hand next and said, Julie, Lucas and I were wondering, would it be okay if I officially adopted you? Thank you for that, but I don't need a parent. I can take care of myself. I'm just happy to have you as my friend. I kept dating Lucas while I worked my way through college. Soon after my graduation, he went down on one knee with a ring. And of course I said yes. We got married in a small ceremony, but I made sure to invite all the kids from the orphanage. We had the sweetest wedding day ever. A year later, I gave birth to a beautiful baby boy, and my heart soared with joy. I'll work hard to give you the best life possible, and I'll make you always know that you're truly, truly loved.